Nathan, Monday after your first professional loss, first and foremost, I'm sure a lot of people want to know how are you and are you okay physically?
Yeah, I'm okay, mate. I feel fine. Obviously, I have my moments where I think back to the fight. I overanalyze, maybe overthink things, and I think, what could I have done? And if only I never got caught with that shot. But it is what it is. It's professional sport, especially at the top level, and it's only a matter of time really before you get your first loss. And when it happens, it's a bummer, but it's happened, and we just get on with it. It's only a sport, boxing, and it was going to happen at some point at this level. It's just a matter of when, and now it's happened. So it's happened for the first time, and in a way, feels like a relief has been off your shoulders, because it's difficult and it's hard work, a lot of pressure protecting that unbeaten record. Comes with a hell of a lot of pressure. So when that first loss happens, it's done, it's out the way, you can just move on then.
Have you found that some of the people who did support you before are not there, and some of the people who didn't support you before are now saying, fair play for you for going in the ring with Kovalev?
Well, because I had an unbeaten record before, and people like to see winners lose really for the first time. They like to see that upset victory. Obviously, this is my first loss now, so it's you get a lot of people praising you for taking on such a dangerous opponent, which I have in Kovalev. He went into the fight as the bookies' favourite, and the bookies rarely get things wrong. He was the favourite for a reason, and they were right again. That's why they specialise in what they do, and they are professionals in the betting industry. They just they know their stuff, and they was right with this one. And as I said, they really get things wrong, so they got that one right.
We sat in this room, and about 6 weeks ago talking about it, and you asked for this fight, didn't you? It wasn't forced on you. You knew how he was the most dangerous in the division and wanted that test.
Well, I said, I knew he was the most dangerous out there, so I thought let's take him on and see where I'm at, and I would have had a TV contract and all that, but at least now I know where I am. He beat me, caught me with a shot. He showed great killer instinct, credit to him, and I'll just go away now and live a normal life for a bit and just enjoy myself, and just realise boxing is not everything. Just go and live a normal life, enjoy myself, eat a bit of junk food, have a few drinks, go out with mates, go out with family, and just enjoy myself.
I think that's the most important thing now, again, right, mentally.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important just to go and live a normal life, and it's because I've had 2 fights this year on the bounce, Krasniki and Kovalev, long training camps for each fight, a lot of pressure, a lot of focus, and you forget to live life then, or you're not allowed to live life because you're so head up in the world of boxing. So it's I've had a great time, but at the same time it does take up a lot of your life, and now I can catch up on that, so just go and enjoy myself.
What people don't understand as well is, you started training for Krasniki in January, and obviously because it was meant to be in March and it got put back to April, so and then 2 weeks after that fight you were out sparring Kessler and pretty much trained the whole way through, and we're 8 months into the year and you haven't had a break all year.
No, I haven't had a break really. I've training camp for Krasniki, had that fight, maybe had a week off, and then straight back in. So it's been an intense period, and a lot of focus during that period. You can't take your eye off the game. You got to focus on your training, and as I said, you sacrifice a lot, and I haven't been on holidays, or I haven't been relaxing with friends as much, because you've always got boxing at the back of your mind. So now if I can have a period now, put the boxing on the back burner for a bit, weigh up everything, and just leave my inclinations guide me, and I'll know when I'm out and I've maybe had a drink, and my mind will tell me, get back to boxing. If the desire is still burning, then I'll give it another crack, and I can definitely be world champion again, there's no doubt. But if the desire is not burning, if the desire is not enough, I'm not going to hang around in boxing, because it's a sport where you've got to be switched on mentally, physically. You've got to be alert, because it's a tough sport, and a sport which you can get hurt. And if you haven't got the desire for it, then get out of there. And you go through different chapters in your life, and I've had a great phase. I've lived the dream for the last 5 years. Commonwealth, British, European, world champion. I've lived the dream. I've had a great 5 years, and I'm still 26 years of age. I can come again, no problem. But if I want to do something else in life, then I'll do that. It all depends what I want to do.
Going into Saturday's fight, in the build-up, you were I was with you for a lot of it, and you were aware just how good this guy was. Do you have any training regrets, or do you think you prepared exactly how you could have, or to the best of your ability?
Yeah, I have no training regrets. The training was spot on, which is a good thing to know. The guy is beatable, definitely. I felt that first round I probably won, second round I won again, third round I was winning, and then I got caught. And when he caught me with a good right hand on the back of the head, and from that point it was a downward spiral. And fair play to him, he took his chance. So credit to Kovalev, dangerous puncher. But if there was a style that could beat him, it was probably my style. I felt I had the style to beat him, but he caught me. So no real regrets.
That's how it goes.
That's it, mate. That's how it goes, and we just, as I said, I've had a great journey. I've got no regrets. I'm happy. I'm in a good place. So it's that's just boxing.
You've been in big fights before, but going into this one, there was a sense it was the whole occasion, the whole fight week. It was massive, and I know you were massively busy in that week as well. I think you had a press event or PR event to do every day that week.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have distracted you at all?
Yeah, the big fights, they come with hell of a lot of media attention, big build-ups, a lot of hype, and that takes its toll, and that's another thing to contemplate. If I want to get back to world title, I've got to deal with all that again, and it can be hard work. It's time consuming, takes up a lot of your life, so I've got to weigh up that option. Do I really want to go through all that again? And it's intense, and dealing with all the attention from the media and the expectations. It's a lot, and it's hard to live normally then, because you can't. Your life is absorbed by boxing. So if I want that again, then I'll go for it. If I just wanna, if I'm enjoying doing something else, then I'll do that.
On the actual fight night, the scene was, it was almost unbelievable. I don't think the Motorpoint has ever seen something like that. What are your thoughts on, walking out to all those people and such a probably the loudest crowd I've ever heard?
Oh, it was awesome. It was what an occasion, special night, but it was a sold out capacity, great atmosphere, and it was a good fight on paper as well. And two evenly matched guys, unbeaten. Someone had to lose for the first time, myself or Kovalev, and he came out on top. And credit to him, he came over. I gave him a shot at my world title, and he took his chance. And disappointing for me, but hey, in preparation, you prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
What if I lose? What am I going to do? What if he catches me? Or how am I going to react? There's no doubt boxers prepare themselves for that.
That's why you train, isn't it? You know, to raise that doubt.
That fear keeps you motivated in training. You know, there's all boxers. That definitely crosses their mind, losing, and when it happens, it's not nice, but it can be a relief off your shoulders. You know, when you lose for the first time, it's like, right, you know, I've got it out the way now. I can relax and just get on with my life rather than protecting that unbeaten record all the time. It's a lot of pressure doing that.
And you feel like you can't please anyone in that as well.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of pressure. It comes with a lot of criticism, and it takes over your life because you're so hell bent on protecting your record that, you know, you kind of boxing on that record, protecting that unbeaten record. It takes over your mind, and like you forget to. You can't live life in a normal way then because you're so obsessed with remaining unbeaten.
And
is that really worth it?
I know, obviously, you know, you never wanted to lose, but if you were going to lose, you know, he was a gentleman, wasn't he, the whole week? You know, you two, I know there's a bit of needle between the trainers, but you two seem to have that mutual respect outside the ring.
Yeah, we had a good mutual respect. You know, he was a decent guy actually. No real bravado. We done a little bit for the media and for the press, and obviously standard to sell a fight. But in terms of being genuinely horrible and horrible person, he seemed a good guy. His team was good. You know, no mind games. No, they didn't try any tricks. They just turned up very confident and they took their chance. And you know, you've got to give him credit for that, and credit for me and my team for giving them that opportunity. And we done it, fell short, but so what?
Going into the fight now, I know the first 2 rounds, you know, we don't know, it was a pretty even first 2 rounds, but they were what you expected, weren't they?
Everything I expected. Kovalev was nothing I didn't expect. First 2 rounds, first round was evenish. Second round I took that round, and the third round I started to win, and then he caught me and the downward spiral began. But he was everything I expected. Punched hard with both hands, very hard, clubbing shots, quite easy to hit. You know, I was catching with a jab. I just remember thinking, whatever you do, just don't get caught clean, because if he catches you clean, he's going to hurt and possibly take you out. So just keep it tight. I kept it tight for most of it, and then he caught me, like I said, with that shot on behind the ear, which is hard to recover from.
When you did get caught, and when you got put down the first time, did you know what happened? You know, how aware of everything were you then? Yeah,
my senses was all there. My legs was okay, betrayed me a little bit, but I recovered, and then obviously charged at me to go in for the kill. I just tried to hold him to just last until the end of the round, and he caught me with a few more shots, but the bell came and saved me, really. You know, because I was on the verge of getting stopped. Then the referee was ready to step in, but the bell came. So I had time to recover in the minutes break for the round, water over my head, freshen up. Came out for the fourth round. Again, Kovalev just sensed the kill and charged at me, and just left heavy shots go. Caught me with a few clean ones, and you know, I just my legs had obviously buckled a little bit, and the ref had no option really. He stepped in, and the fight was over.
Just would like to know your opinion of the second knockdown, where you were pretty much on both knees with your gloves on the canvas, and the ref was slow to come in, and Kovalev's carried on his tackle, and you know, he hit you twice. It probably didn't make a difference. You know, it probably would have gone that way anyway. But you know, what do you think of the ref being so slow to come in?
Yeah, it was not good. You know, I went down on one knee, and Kovalev followed up with 2 hooks, which caught me on the back of the head, and that made me go forward again to the canvas, and that just rattles your brain so much, disorientates you. There was no recovering from that, especially of a guy with his power. So, you know, it was just only one way from that point. You're never the same after that.
Did you think the ref had stopped it at the end of the round? Because it appeared that he had stopped it as the bell went, and then kind of, you know, give you that minute in between rounds to see if you could come back.
I think he was on the verge of stopping it, and then the bell went, and he kind of gave me the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But I heard the bell at the time, and I thought, you know, thankfully, we'll definitely be okay in the next round.
I can remember seeing you nodding your head and reacting to what your corner was doing in the minutes break. Would you think, in hindsight, maybe that was just instinct, and maybe not you fully there, just it just came natural to you then?
Yeah, I wasn't 100% there, but you know, I was clear enough definitely to continue fighting and go out for the next round. I wanted to give it a go. But I hadn't fully recovered, and Kovalev sensed it, took his opportunity.
What technically was what you expected, and he wasn't really hard to hit, was he? It's just he can find his opponent's breaking point before you can get to his. Yeah,
technically Kovalev is good timing. He hasn't really got fast hands, but it's just the timing and the power of his shots. He's accurate, not much head movement. His footwork was decent, and once he hurts you, he finishes you. And he's a good fighter. He'll be hard to beat because of his raw power. And I felt if anybody was to beat him, it was myself. I thought my speed, my chin, my skills. I thought I could beat Kovalev, but as I said, he caught me and capitalised.
You've been criticised in the past for letting your heart rule your head. Was that the case this time, or was it just, once you hit, you're not fully doing what you would do naturally?
Once he caught me, I think my defence was ragged, it's no doubt. Because, to be honest, like in training and over the years, I've never really concentrated on defence. I've always been an attacking fighter, and I've always gone on my instincts. I've never really practiced technical things in the gym. It's always been just punch, and that showed. When he caught me, he capitalised. I didn't defend myself too good. He found the openings. He was accurate, and he made me pay. So, a little bit reckless from my point on the defensive point of view, but it's worked for me up until this point. And there's going to come a point in boxing when you're fighting guys at the top level, you will lose eventually. It's going to come at some point. And my time has come 6 defences in. Some guys have 2 defences of their world title, some have 4, some have 10. I've had 6 defences. Everyone has their reign, and it comes to an end at some point. My reign came to an end at 6 defences. I've had a great journey. What can I say? It's disappointed that it's ended, but it had to come a point where it did.
Do you think do you feel like kind of hard done by, because you could never get the other champions saw you as a massive risk and wouldn't get in the ring with you, and you were kind of left with the only other person who they didn't want to get in the ring with?
Yeah, myself and Kovalev was pretty much the avoided guys in the division. Kovalev because of his power, myself because of my work rate and speed and chin. So we had to fight each other, and the fight should have been bigger than what it was, I would say. The fight had potential to be a big stadium fight, a lot bigger than the Motorpoint Arena.
Yeah.
But it was the only fight there to take, really. I could have had other easier defences against guys who I could have beat easy. But what would that have generated? What hype would that have generated? So, I asked for this guy, and we got him, and he took his chance, and we put on a fight. But that's the way boxing goes sometimes.
In the changing room, like, you probably didn't talk for about an hour, Nathan. It was a very sad scene, and knowing you personally and everything you go through, to go to that, it was beyond sad. Well, were you having thoughts then like you are now, or was anything going through your mind then?
You just want to be left alone then. You kind of, you just want to be solo and left alone. You don't really want to see many people because you're down. But there's ups and downs in sport, and that's what makes it great to watch and great to be involved in. You take the ups, which are fantastic, great adrenaline, great euphoria, but you got to take the downs as well, and they can be in a strange way they can be good sometimes. It's nice to have the downs because the ups are so much better, and the downs are your moments where you've got time to reflect. You can be normal. Your life is not 100 miles per hour. It's not euphoria around you. You can just be yourself for a bit, and those moments are good. When they keep you they keep your feet on the ground because you want to chase that next high, and that keeps you working hard.
I know you don't fully know what happens next, but it seems to, speaking to you off camera, it seems to be that the only decision that's been made is to not make a decision yet, and just see how you feel in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, well, that's the decision for me. Live a normal life now for the next couple of months, and leave my inclinations guide me. I'll know in a few weeks' time where I want to go. Do I miss boxing? If I do, if my desire is still burning, get back to the gym, get in the ring, fight straight away. If not, if I don't want it, if I want to do something else in life, if I want to find a new challenge, then I'll do that. There's no fixed rule to life. Someone's got to do what they want to do, what they enjoy. Not do what I feel I have to do. It's doing what I want to do and what I enjoy doing, and starting a new chapter. So time will tell.
Financially as well, you've got that time. You haven't got no financial strains, and you've got time on your side to decide as well.
Yeah, well, financially it's no real pressure.
Yeah.
That's fine. The situation is okay. So that's not going to force me into a decision. It'll be my heart that makes the decision. If I and do I want to be world champion again and live that life? Do I want to live the life as a world champion again and deal with everything that comes with it? The highs, the lows, the commitment, the focus, the sacrifices, or do I just want to avoid that and be normal and live just like a normal civilian? So that's the decision I got to make, and it's my heart will guide me.
Yeah, you've spoken of the journey in the past tense, and that's fueled a lot of speculation where people are kind of writing it for you that you've retired and all that. But you want to put like you're just asking now just for patience and privacy, just to live a normal life and decide in your own time.
Yeah, I can't really make a decision now because I don't know myself really.
Yeah.
I'm just living every day as it comes. I'm not down, I'm not depressed, I'm happy, I'm in a good place. Life is going on as normal. So there's no real dramatic change to my life. But in terms of making a decision now, I can't really do that because I don't know. And I can't say if I will continue, I can't say if I retire from boxing. Because that's something that's going to take time when things settle down and what, when I look deep inside and see what I want.
You've had a lot of support. You've got a good support network as well, haven't you? Because people who, they're not just here because you're a boxer, they're there because they've got to know you as well.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure from anyone surrounding you to carry on or to make a decision.
That's one of the most important things as well. I've got awesome people around me. I've got a great team around me. People who are there for me, and no pressure from the team around me. So, like I said, it's a decision that's going to be made on my behalf, and accepted on what I want to do. It's
that's all that can be said, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I said it's whatever decision I make is going to be accepted either way, and I'm still going to be same friends, same family, and treated the same. It's it's good to know. It's nice to have, because I'm normal anyway. Even as a world champion, I've always remained down to earth, because it's been an honour to be world champion. I haven't seen it as an opportunity to see myself as better than someone else. I'm just a boxer at the end of the day. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saving anybody's life. I'm just a world champion in sport, and just like any other person, who's gone on to achieve their dream. But it doesn't make me better than anybody else, and I've always remembered that. And that's why I've got good friends, good family around me, and it's easy for me to continue a normal life.
Yeah, I know an integral part of that support network is obviously your father. Is it sometimes a bitter pill to swallow when you have people telling you to leave him? Everyone giving you 2 pence, and kind of trying to come in between that relationship.
It's okay, really, because my dad knows that. He accepts it. He's not stupid. He himself tells me, Nath, there comes a point where you're going to have to move on. He's 60 years of age now. He's guided me to where I am today, and he knows there'll come a point where a father and son relationship, it can only work to a certain point, and unless it's a real one-off situation, and he knows his advice. He'll tell me when to move on, and that's not a problem. We expect that, and it's something we've planned for, and it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Yeah,
well, thanks for your time today, Nathan. We'll get this out to the fans, and no twist, no bullshit. This is how it is.
That's it, mate. It's just how it is. It's the truth. It's real. It's no. It's nothing else that can be said. This is how it is, and just get on with it.
You're going on holiday this week as well, so take your mind off it and enjoy some sun.
Yeah, go on holiday and all inclusive as well. So I'm gonna eat as much. I'll probably end up coming back a cruise week. So see how it goes.
Happy days. Cheers, Nate.
Cheers, mate.